Gratitude, day 17. This is an easy one because it just kind of hit me when it happened. We were outside grilling dinner, cooking up some steaks, some burgers, super nice, little outdoor fire pit going, hanging out together, watching the dogs romp around, crisp outside, refreshing, all the good stuff. It's beautiful. So I'm grateful for that, grateful for our ability to have a nice little grill pretty regularly and nice little outdoor fire pit, which is a great way to kind of wrap up the end of the day. I was really happy with how it went, and don't have a ton to say today. Had a good day coaching at the gym. Was just in a really bad mood, just angry and bad mood, bad headspace. Coach classes this morning went great at the gym. Heavy bench day, took them through some accessory work, rolling tricep press, Arnold press, neutral grip dumbbell bench press. I think people might have learned some stuff, lifted some heavy weight, listened to some good music, laughed a little bit. No epic fails on the bench, people helping each other, spotting each other. It was all good stuff. We got a lot of bench setups at our gym, so we can do that pretty regularly, which I think is cool. It's just not a movement. We do a ton. At least I don't see a ton in CrossFit, so everybody always gets fired up about it, takes them back to their old school big box gym days. And then, after that, just kind of got into a worse and worse mood. And I think what's so funny about being angry and then just be frustrated or in a bad headspace is, you think just like turning up the volume on it is going to make everything better. And when you're in that moment, and you need something to snap you out of it. And I'll tell you this, I think, I think when you're in those moods, you're trying to use like force or anger to get your way, or just being frustrated with something abrupt. We know somebody. I think when you're acting like that, it's best if things don't go your way. Because if you're acting like that and then, a couple things fall into place for you, it's really validating. You're like, I could thump my chest and pound the table and things will go my way because I expect them to. And it's almost better in those moments. This is what happened to me today. It's almost better in those moments when everything else around you that you're trying to control or force just all falls to shit. And literally that happened today. A couple different instances. Just kind of I could feel that just, like getting a little cranky or frustrated at some stuff, some expectations I had about the day. And then our oldest dog, we're at the gym wrapping up class, just basically throws up twice what looks like the last 7 weeks of treats and food. Mountains of vomit. Gross. But at the same time, I'm standing there and, I'm just like, okay, I got to clean that up. It's on the turf, which makes it even worse. So Mafia members, if you're out there, maybe stay away from the front of the turf for a week or two if we got to do burpees or something. Now, we gave it a good scrub, and but it gets worse, I promise. And then, that kind of calms down, a little bit of a laugh. We clean it up, not a big deal. Checking in on the dog. He's all right, just being dramatic. And then my training buddy from the gym, he comes in with his dog, doesn't bring her in a ton, but she's a great dog, super fun, really playful, friendly. But she just rolls in and basically straddles Grand Canyon wide and just takes the most humongous Chewbacca behemoth dump in the middle of the turf. And bad day to be the turf at Mafia. And that was, obviously you don't want that to happen. It's gross. But it was funny because here I am with like these expectations of my day, trying to force my day. And the universe and the animals and the chaos just said, nah, buddy, it's not how it's going to go. And so I think when you're in those kind of moods and you have all that stuff happen, it kind of snaps you out of it. And I think it's a reminder of, because you can keep turning up, getting more frustrated, adding on more expectation, trying to control more. And the world around you will just like, it's like trying to squeeze sand, right? It'll just slip through your fingers. Just remind you of like, hey man, there's a few things you can control yourself really, and I'll let you do that, but everything else, nah, you don't get to control that. And I'm going to show you how much you don't get to control that. And then went for a walk with everybody and the dogs. That was awesome, always. And then came home, Dogs pulled a carton of eggs off the counter, smashed it all on the floor. Another reminder of like, hey, this day, if you keep up your shitty attitude, we're gonna take it from bad to worse, and that's gonna be on you. And like I said, I think that's an important thing. Like the more frustrated you get, it's not like it cures things, and I think it's almost better that it doesn't. Because like I said, I think it will just let you get away with it more often. And if you can just let that chaos pull you out of it for just a brief second, you realize, well, dog's pulling the eggs off the counter actually gave us some time to set up some training. We put a bunch of hamburger on the edge of the counter, just practicing redirecting their attention, getting them not to jump. That worked really well. And then the floor needed to be cleaned, and the dogs got to eat some eggs, so they got some high protein breakfast, which was killer. And we saved 4 eggs, so 4 eggs out of 12 ain't so bad. Stupid ass regenerative farming, pasteurized, organic, whatever eggs that are basically $12 an egg. What's wrong? What's so bad about a caged egg? And then, there were a couple of little things like that throughout the day, but that was the reminder I had today. You got to take that deep breath and really just recognize what you can't control, what unrealistic expectations you have over what you can't control, and really try and figure out what you do have ownership over, which is mostly how you react to situations. Can do as much as you can to set yourself up for success in situations. Like what I got so frustrated over the eggs was because I walked by them and I was like, well, I should push those a little bit closer to the counter, into the center of the counter. And I walked away and I heard the splat, and then there were the dogs eating all the eggs. So, what am I really frustrated with? I'm not frustrated at the dogs. It's something we're still training with them. Frustrated at myself. And it's a little thing, but this applies to the big things too. You get upset, you get those outbursts, you're mad. If you can just have that pause, absorb some of the chaos that the universe throws at you when you start running around with a shitty attitude, you probably realize a lot of that is directed right back at public enemy number 1, which is you. So I like that reminder today. Now looking back on the day, everything that happened needed to happen to set me up for success for the rest of the week and maybe at least tomorrow. So I'm actually really excited. It's pretty late. Don't really want to go to bed in a much better headspace. End the day well with fire, some grilling, some good family time. And yeah, that's it. We're wrapping up there. Short one tonight. More to talk about through the rest of the week, but I like that today. Good reminder. Recognize what you can't control. Figure out what you can. Real ones know what I'm talking about. More tomorrow.